Hi Marianne. We've been asked to do a short video clip on the quality of GP supervision in GP training. And one of the ways to do that is by looking at regional training providers' framework for quality supervision. And so we'll go through that over the next few minutes. So I'll just make some introductions. Hello, my name's Nick Cooling. I'm Director of Training from GP Training in Tasmania. And Marianne?
Hello, I'm Dr. Marianne Catchpole. I'm a medical educator with GP Training in Tasmania, and I've worked in GP supervisor support in the state.
A quality framework for GP supervision could include the following elements: a supervisor's curriculum, RACGP and ACRM standards, regional training provider policies, and finally assessment tools, for example, a practice visit and observing feedback on an observed consultation. The first question is, what is GP supervision? The GP supervisor's curriculum, written by Gerard Ingham and colleagues, guides supervisors as to their skills and attributes. Supervisors should be encouraged to particularly use their skills of observing their registrars in consultations. This is the best means of assessing their performance. Now we know what GP supervision is. What about quality GP supervision? The ACRM and RACGP standards for trainers assist us here, and they're available from both colleges. The third piece of the quality puzzle is local guidelines. Regional training providers already have policies and requirements which support supervisor quality, but perhaps they could be strengthened.
So regional training providers need to ensure that supervisors are taught how to teach, especially how to observe registrars consulting and give effective feedback.
So Marianne, I can see that observation is pretty important here. Let's now look at an example of how regional training providers can use a tool to assist GP supervisors in assessing their quality. Marianne, you've had some experience visiting practices over the last few years to look at GP supervisors. Can you perhaps tell us some of your experiences and what's been effective?
Yes, certainly. Practice visit involved observing a GP supervisor delivering a teaching session to a registrar. Sometimes this was observing a tutorial, or I found more effectively it was watching a GP supervisor give feedback to a registrar on an observed consultation, often a videotaped consultation. So it included setting up the right environment for giving feedback. The 3 R's by Hugh Mackay can be used to optimise the effectiveness of the visit. As a precursor to this practice visit, it would be ideal if the supervisor had been given the theory at a supervisor's workshop and then had observed a medical educator giving feedback. This can form part of a quality cycle as shown on the diagram.
Marianne, do you know of any resources for providing feedback to people?
Well, the principles for giving effective feedback are outlined in the Teaching on the Run book, very helpful for supervisors. So sending a written report back to the supervisor after the visit is important, and ways to make this more effective are to follow the same model that we use for ECT visits for registrars. So during the visit, we set up learning objectives with the supervisor, areas that they wish us to focus on, and then we make our feedback in our written report precise and focused and clear, and we focus on just a few issues that the supervisors would like us to address. And then closing the feedback loop can involve registrar feedback reports which can be submitted electronically on our platform using GPAR.
Yeah. So to deliver a quality framework for GP supervisors, we really need to look at a few outcome measures to make sure that it's really effective. A number of ways I could suggest that we could do this would include feedback mechanisms such as the medical educator reports on the practice, GP registrar reports on the quality of their supervision. It could include GP supervisor reports and reviewing the quality of those reports, for example, when they make a report on DISC or on teaching on the run. We also have the assessment of GP supervisors during their workshops, their performance in workshops, for example. All those measures allow an RTP to put together an assessment of the quality of a GP supervisor's performance. So there we have it, a framework for providing high quality GP supervision. And we put the puzzle together. And the aim is to, of course, create high quality GP supervisors, what we call super GP supervisors. So Mary Ann, some final comments from you.
Thank you, Nick. Yes, in my experience, the supervisors certainly find this process a little threatening at first, but they come out with super confidence.